These two coaches are close friends. They talk all the time. They text all the time. They share notes about their teams to each other, looking for feedback. Very few secrets between Georgetown and Maryland. We get a face-off violation right off the bat.
That would rank #1 in the country, ahead of Cornell, who came into yesterday's game averaging 16 goals per game. So what they've done in the small sample size, all the puzzle pieces have fit together. They are crushing teams in the last 5 games.
And it starts with 12 in blue, who took that shot.
Assignment, Jackson Canfield, 50, the right-hander, is covering Fulton Bayman. Those 2 assignments, got to cover 2 and 12 for Georgetown.
Let's see if the Terps attack quickly. Daniel Kelly gets Maryland on the board.
Terps prefer to operate in a slow tempo style, but they're given transition off of Georgetown's 10-man ride. You see Anderson Moore, the righty goalie out of Alabama, scuttering back to the net, but Maryland's underneath freezes the goaltender.
Jonah Carrier and Ross Prince, a couple of freshmen, are taking the face-offs. This one won by the Terps. Trail check by Ransom. Maryland has to get it over midfield before that shot clock hits 60. Trying to bully against Stamos. It comes back to Bayman. He's got a short stick matchup. Kohler's Maryland's top shorty. Good pass, but into traffic, and Maryland's D closing quickly. You know, the inbounds play. That shot is deflected. There's Spanos. Top point scorer. Now Keegan. Missed the mark by a good bit. Spanos looking to shake Plath. He stays with the matchup. Spanos, a big frame, missed the cage. Keegan moves it to Kelly. He usually likes to shoot from the other wing. And now Georgetown counters. Bayman defended by Lake.
Lake's going to be a star. Freshman defender.
Bayman dancing. There's the double. And now the call.
Maryland pressing out.
Carroll feeds the wing. Shot from the outside.
That's the look. Georgetown's gotten 2 10-yard shots in this game, and both have gone wide.
Not a lot of shots on cage early. Turnover.
It's not the look.
Larkin.
Now you got problems.
There comes Stamos. Has a trailer. Outside hammer is good. Jordy Holmes. May is about unsung heroes, and Maryland makes it 2-0 on the goal by Holmes.
Senior man down specialist. This is what you dream of when you're a role player. You're in the NCAA tournament game. Maryland's man down defense was outstanding. The feed to the crease, takeaway created, you run the field. And John Tillman told us yesterday, we need to pick our spots and run in transition.
Very good friends as well. And Kevin Warren was joking with us that, you know, John Tillman will send Maryland apparel to his kids. And he says, my kids walk around the house wearing Maryland stuff. They did it this week.
His daughter, Campbell.
One to Notre Dame last year, one to Virginia in 2021. This is his 70th start overall. Bayman streaking inside, and he was in the crease. Dumps it back to Kelly. Spanos, quiet so far, does have an assist. Had 6 goals in round 1. Wing dodge. Anderson Moore steps up to take it away. Georgetown looking to get on the board. There's Joe Caesar.
Their ball movement against Duke last week, game we covered, Anish, was snappy.
Sublime. Fulton Bayman, the individual effort, and the Hoyas get on the board. He's like a joystick back there.
Now they celebrate on the bench with him. Grad transfer from Notre Dame. 5, count them folks, 5 ACL tears. Shows up. Kevin Warren told us he didn't really know what to expect, but all the reports were that this kid is a battler. He's a fighter. Well, he's pretty darn good too. And the second half of the season, he has gotten to the goal.
Speaking with him this week, he said at no point in the 5 ACL tear recovery did he think about giving up. He said he's been so accepted as part of this Georgetown team.
And at Georgetown, he's gotten an opportunity to shine. 24 in blue, Joe Krogan gives it up. Getting inside, McNaney foils him on the doorstep. Urksa against Plath. Urksa's been a catalyst. They love him off the restart. Feed to the crease, Urksa cashes in. Aiden Aiken with the assist. 3-1 Terps.
Kevin Warren could see that before it happened. I could hear him screaming. Maryland, they do a couple things well on offense. They'll hit you with the drift when they go down an alley and a guy will fade, kind of. He'll drift from X. This is the other thing they do well. A wing dodge, you rotate, they're pressing out at X behind the net, and this leaves kind of a channel down to the backside.
Prince and Shea Keithler battling. George Acton vacuums the grounder. James is the younger brother of Aiden Carroll. Ford looking to turbine against Charlie McGurn. Hard shot from the outside, easy save for Moore. I've only put 3 of their 8 shots on goal. They've turned it over 8 times. Carroll waiting for the cavalry. Hoyas using the sub game. It comes back to Carroll. Left hand free. Carroll fires, and there he is. And that fires up the Georgetown bench.
Yesterday in practice, Kevin Warren and Georgetown rehearsed the sub game. This is a portion of your offense that needs to be addressed. And you'll see the player coming in from the substitution box puts Maryland's defense in a situation where they're down a man. They've got to rotate. Ball goes to Carroll. He dusts that long approach.
Hoyas will win another faceoff. Now a wing dodge. Ransom up top. He's normally an inside finisher. 49 in blue, Kevin Miller with the assist. And Georgetown has tied this game at 3. The offense finding its legs as the Hoyas hope to snap that quarter-final hex.
Press the middle. Defense has to respect it. The throwback. Maryland polling Krogan, 24 in blue. It's a smart decision. I thought he had a big impact last week against Duke.
Had a hat trick. Caesar bouncing off a couple of defenders. Finding Dudemain, who scores. The Hoyas have their first lead of this quarterfinal round. Lucas Dudemain, junior, lefty out of Canada. 9 points in the last 5 games after missing most of the season with an injury.
Double team drawn on the wing, turn away, and then look inside. Caesar, the party starter, the release from the lefty from Toronto.
Terps will be patient. Ford, the Fairfield transfer, he's two-handed.
That voice you hear is Kevin Warren, head coach, Georgetown.
Coming through Dana's mic, Urksa Spanos, tie game.
That's the passing, the power passing. A lot of fans here in the red and gold. Wing, double team drawn. Urksa does a good job of turning himself and then looking inside, knowing that the recovery is vulnerable on the inside. Little tic-tac-toe. I'll tell you one thing in the postseason we've seen, Anish, is wonderful interior passing. It's back-to-back weekends. We've seen great interior passing.
You can watch lacrosse Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and Monday. That's awesome.
And by the way, Russ Dillon just offered to drive you to Foxborough.
Oh, great. Thanks, Russ.
Russ will probably do all the games as well.
Here comes Whittier.
He'll set a hot dog record.
Ford with a high rocket. Penthouse Parm, Bryce Ford, 5-4 Terps.
You love the execution off a timeout. Textbook rip. This guy is two-handed. He prefers his left. Georgetown doubles the invert, and you get the one more pass. And that's what this Maryland offense is all about.
Of the other 7 quarterfinalists, didn't play Georgetown. Hoyas in the final 15 seconds. Bayman to the left hand. McNaney the save with the shot clock winding down. Now Maryland trying to clear. They cough it up. A chance with 3, with 2. Caesar, and time expires.
And John Tillman alluded to that when he was talking to Dana at the end of that second quarter, saying, this feels like a Big Ten game. Yes, it does.
Possessions matter. Ball security matters. Keegan, the sweep. Back to Ford, who's got a goal on the doorstep. Whittier, perfectly executed on the merry-go-round.
The stick work is so precise. I was talking to Mike Phipps, their offensive coordinator, at practice yesterday when I'm looking at their sticks lined up on the sideline. All the pockets look the same, 2 shooting strings and mesh. I kind of run the wheel there, and it's Whittier, the lefty. As I said earlier, 4 of the starters on this top unit are left-handers, and Maryland's shooting from mid-range is excellent.
Our approaches were sliding too much. We're giving Maryland too many opportunities. And then offensively, when they do get the ball, there needs to be a sense of urgency, but controlled urgency. He wants to go deeper into the shot clock.
Can you get out and play them and force Maryland to take shots on the run off the dodge?
He was pivotal on that 2022 team. With all the talent, it was Logan McNaney who was the most outstanding player of the NCAA tournament.
He just doesn't.
Or the denial.
Doesn't seem to rattle from that middle of the field. The goal is the full 6x6.
Whittier had the last tally for the Terps. Shot clock at 6. Flag down. So Maryland will get a free possession here and an extra man opportunity. That produced Sam Handley, the former Penn standout.
20.
Ford to Kelly. One more. Urksa,
Nice.
more.
Great.
Comes up with the save.
Body stop.
Spins away. Georgetown knocking off Duke on the road in round 1. Maryland, a workmanlike win against Air Force. McNaney comes up with the save. Carroll on the rebound, fresh 60.
Make a midfield sub.
Right, give it up again. McNaney's there. Goes behind the cage. Keegan now against the shorty. Here's the slide. Shot clock winding down. Loose ball. Picked up by the Hoyas and Michael Hawes.
Nice defense, really solid everywhere, on ball, off ball. Carolina have a true alpha on that team.
Pontrello became that guy in
Pontrello
2016.
from X was kind of the difference for them that year.
And they had Cloutier, who had a big NCAA tournament. On the rollback, McNaney again. Hold on, flag down.
After the shot, Will Schaller, contact to the head. They're going to take a look. Watch him. He is a physical player. He lives on the line. Big lefty from the Hill School in PA. Annihilate each other.
Contact to the head, 1 minute, full time. 127.
They'll say 1 minute.
Yeah, that's
full
what
time.
That's exactly what I thought it should be. It's a 4-man rotation. They're sealing off on the crease.
Carroll from the outside gets it back.
Now they're in a 5-man rotation.
Ransom back to Carroll. On the skip, and there's a goal. Lucas Dudemain with his second. It comes on the extra man. It's 6-5. And there's still 29 seconds on the man up.
Look, the power of an outside shot, in hockey on the power play, if you've got those defenders who can let it rip from up top, this is the same in lacrosse. And whether it's Ben Furley from the midfield who's got to a great outside cannon, or Lucas Dudemain. You stretch the field, good things happen with the power play.
Final 30 seconds of the half. Shot clock at 15 now. Carroll, right hand free, on the run, shoots. Good recovery there by Maryland. They got the slide in time. It altered the shot, and McNaney with an easy save. Now Maryland and the final 15. Spanos from goal line extended. Attacking Banks. Yard sale, Ty Banks. Big East Defensive Player of the Year, but we do have a flag.
Watch the check by Banks. Poke. Pop.
Ford will initiate up top. Now Schultz, the freshman. Working on the short stick.
Nice defense.
Did he step in the crease? No. Lost the ball. Out of bounds. Georgetown ball.
He can run. They haven't used him as much as you'd think.
Ray off the giddy up. Stamos falls down. Ray's shot was offline and McNaney snared it. That wasn't going to hit the cage anyway. No chance here. Terps will wait for the best shot. Be the best. Ford saved by Moore using the body. And now Georgetown gallops across midfield. Here comes Banks. Does he pull? Tough pass leads to a turnover. They were trying to go long stick to long stick. Erks has had at least 2 points in every game this season. Vipers back to X, playing hangman. Moore out of the cage. Erksa can't get topside. Fakes the pass. Trying to roll back inside. Foley in his grill. Erksa scores anyway.
Put him in a headlock. Held him.
Be wiped out.
Held him tight, but Erksa would have none of it. He finishes this with a twister to the near post. Defender's too high. You got to be down on the hips. He's too high right there. He's around his neck. Penalty drawn. Erksa finishes it. Just a miracle finish. This angle will show you how skillful this is. It's a twister to the near post.
Erksa today, 2 goals and an assist. And in this game right now, a 2-goal advantage feels massive. A lot of congestion inside.
Georgetown going to the invert.
Carroll. Bayman off the fake, on the run. There is McNaney. The brick wall from the glass town. A lot of run for this midfield unit. Keegan, Ford, and Whittier. Ford, bouncer, Moore turns it away. Rebound save. Big ground ball picked up by Georgetown. Carroll now, he's got 2 goals. Schaller on him. Dudemain's got 2. Trying to feed inside. Does it count? It does. Hoya's back to within 1. Cade Goldberg, his first of the game.
Invert. Carroll jams this ball across the top, and you think Dudemain's going to let it rip. Was out most of the season with a hamstring injury. Had 4 goals in the Big East semifinal game, and he's got multiple points today.
2 goals, 2 assists. Georgetown within 1. Here comes Maryland.
132 and 12?
Yeah, it's about a 92% winning clip. There's a man down for Georgetown. Injured player for Georgetown behind the net. Maryland takes advantage.
This is really, really unfortunate.
And now Erks is down.
The Georgetown player's down behind the net. And because he's not in danger, he's not in the action, the referee's determined to let the play go on. He can't be injured back there. You see him behind the net.
That's Ranazin.
Ranazin right there. And so Ranazan's out. Now Georgetown's playing shorthanded in front of the net. And this is a situation sometimes defensively you don't even know. Like, why are we all of a sudden playing with 5 guys? What happened? The referees don't blow the whistle, and that's their judgment call, whether the player who's injured is in danger. He also could get hit by a shot. And if he's hurt, can you imagine that? If he's down on the ground hurt and can't move and someone misses the net and hits him with the shot,
right,
he's certainly in jeopardy of getting further injured. So I'm in favor of blowing the whistle. The problem there is that you get guys fake injuries.
Errant pass. Maryland has it. George Stamos. Spanos. Oh, that was a look. And for the Terps, we saw this late in the season. Get a whole lot of run from their second midfield. Keegan had trouble with the pass. Able to recover. Moore springs out of the cage. Loose ball. Vacuumed by Banks. Matty Palem, did you see that? Went off the field. Wonder if he's got a cramp. Caesar. That'll reset the shot clock. Carroll against Schaller. Goldberg trying to set the pick. Schaller stays with Carroll. McNaney saves the shot by Goldberg. 5.5 to play.
Krogan's got a shorty. I like that matchup. 24 in blue.
Bayman. Carroll has been the star of the last 2 games and all season. Feeding inside, McNaney foils. And now Logan McNaney sprinting out of the cage. He scored goals in his career, had one in 2022 against Ohio State. And to trust its defense would not surprise me if they took a shot clock violation. Aiken goes behind. Dumps it back to X. Kelly scores, and that feels like a dagger. It's a tall order for Georgetown now. Maryland in this quarterfinal round under John Tillman has been inevitable.
This team staying true to their identity, patience, efficient shooting when it matters, and Anderson Moore, Georgetown goalie, has played an A+ game. She's got to get on her phone right now and get a hotel up in Foxborough or Boston, because Maryland's headed back to championship weekend.
Big face-off win. Acting off the ground. Ross Prince did his job. Georgetown now feeling the urgency, getting sloppy. Turnover. Syracuse awaiting the winner. Moore still in the cage. Now they turn it over. Georgetown the other way. Here's Carroll. Into the box. Carroll fires. McNaney gets there. And Maryland, if they hold on to the ball, they can almost run this clock out. Georgetown faced with an impossible task, but here's Carroll. Picks off the pass. Chased by Burles. Carroll shoots, missed. The back up to the Terps. 1:12 to go.
Coordinator John Hogan, you got 2 or 3 of these in your back pocket each week.
Here we go. With the sun baking, Navy Marine Corps Stadium. Krogan. Terps defense has been so good. That pass hits the ground. Loose ball push on the Hoyas. The Terps head to Foxborough and championship weekend. It has become an all too familiar destination in the John Tillman era.